Good afternoon, my friends. This is the Grim Flayer. Hope you're all doing very well today, and hope you are also ready to play some more BG the Rock, some more Golgari Midrange in Modern. The kind of bread and butter of the channel, but we haven't been doing it that much lately. Been playing other archetypes, been playing other formats even a little bit. And also the other thing about BG Rock is that it has not been putting up very many 5-0s at all. Over the last 2 months, our 5-0 presence has been down, very down significantly from any time in the past year that I can remember. So with those two things in mind, number one, the deck not putting up that many 5-0s recently, and number two, my attention having been diverted to a half dozen different things, whereas in the past I've been laser focused on this, I am going to just throw caution to the wind here, and we are just going to make some radical changes to the list right now. I have not even gamed these out. This is just literally what I thought about on the way home from work, because I knew I was going to play a League this afternoon. I knew I was going to play Rock, and I was like, what changes should we make? And then I just kind of decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to kind of push the reset button. And we are going to just play more copies of our most powerful cards. So the very first thing we're going to do is add the fourth Dark Confidant. There are good reasons to be on only 3, but I'm gonna play the fourth again. We're kind of throwing caution to the winds a little bit here. And the second thing I'm gonna do is, I think Plague Engineer is one of our most powerful cards. I'm going to add the fourth as well. So we are going straight on to 4 Bobs and 4 Plague Men in the 75, 3 of which are in the side, but we're adding the fourth one, and that's going to go in the main deck. So I'm thinking of also just cutting a land, going down to 23 lands. Again, we're kind of taking a little bit, or we're kind of taking a few more risks here, but I think I'm kind of inclined to move away from some of the monosinks and some of the higher curve things as well. So why don't we put 1 QB, 2 trackers, and a Hexdrinker all over here under consideration for things to come out. And if we're not really planning to cut anything else from our main deck, I think maybe we can get away with going back down to 23 lands. So it should be either Urborg or Castle Locthwain that we cut, and I'm not sure which one is better, but if we're cutting some of the card advantage, then maybe we just get rid of Urborg, play with the Castle. Another thing I do want to do that I thought of on the ride home was try this Murderous Rider main deck. I do like this card, want to see more of it, very main deckable. Let's give that a shot, shall we? So, what if we... Oh, here's another thing I thought of. I just took a quick glance at the top 8, or the top 12 or whatever the default is on MTG Goldfish of the top modern decks. There is just so much big mana out there that as much as I liked the Ashiok over Fulminator experiment, I think I'm going to revert to 3 Fulminator, at least for this league, again playing our more directly powerful cards, despite the arguments for playing fewer of them, or in the case of Fulminator in the recent past, none of them being reasonable, right? So I think I like keeping a tracker around, but let's put it in the sideboard. Let's cut the other one. I guess tracker is one of our less overtly directly powerful cards, and that's kind of just what we're doing here, again playing the more powerful cards in the context of their mana cost and of the format as a whole and of our deck, etc. So what else are we interested in doing here? I think it's a little irresponsible to be on 2 4-drops main if we're only on 23 lands, so let's cut the other QB or at least move it to the side. Now, what are we missing? 16 sideboard cards. Do we main deck something else here? We could put a tracker back main, or we could cut something and add something here. We could main deck 2 Collective Brutality, but I think that's a little bit underpowered, a little bit questionable. Definitely a decent meta call, but I don't know if this is the right meta for it. So I think maybe we'll just actually add this tracker back to the main. 1 tracker, 1 QB. So we've trimmed from the top end a little bit. We're a little bit more interactive. We have Plague Man main deck now, Murderous Rider main deck. I do like that. Both of these things are basically interaction that doubles as threats, right? Still on 2 Hexdrinker. We're up to 4 Dark Confidant. I'm kind of liking a lot of this. One thing I would consider working into the fold is Vraska Golgari Queen, but I don't see an obvious cut for her. I don't necessarily see anything I dislike anymore. Not that I really disliked anything in the first place. And we've already made a bunch of on-the-fly changes without thinking too clearly about them. So let's just quit while we're ahead, and let's just jump right into a league, my friends. So if nothing else, this will be interesting to see how this pans out. I believe this is going to leave us on 17 black sources, so we're slightly less consistent, but it's not the end of the world. We're still within striking distance of it being ideal. And, well, it's too late to count now. We're just playing. I think it's 17, though. As we load into our first match, I would like to thank Bloodlights. Bloodlights is an Inquisitor tier Patreon supporter, or was, and has upgraded his or her level of support to the Unearthed tier. So thank you very much, Bloodlights. I appreciate that. And thank you, as always, to all Patreon supporters. You do make a huge difference in my life. I cannot say it enough. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And here we go. Let's play some rock. Our hand's a little slow to do anything, but it's a fine keep for sure in a blind game one, especially on the play. And we're against blue-white control. This is a very good hand against blue-white control. Could obviously be something else, could be Jeskai, could be Esper, whatever, but we just assume blue-white control these days. Yeah, Thoughtseize is an interesting draw, but it's just Bob time. They have to have one or two pretty narrow things here, probably, to answer Confidant without us getting some form of advantage out of it. So, and here we go. Getting to untap with the Bob, you gotta love it. And we draw Scooze and Fatal Push. Alright, so I think we have enough incentives here to Thoughtseize instead of just trying to jam the Liliana. It's going to clear the way for counter magic. It's also going to clear the way for like a Snapcaster Mage. Alright, they just have a path. Sure. So we got the draw and the land off of Bob. Pretty cool. Alright, so they've got Vendilion Click. Let's let our client catch up here. Vendilion Click, Snapcaster Mage, Jace the Mind Sculptor, double Mystic Sanctuary, annoying card, but almost better there than they are otherwise, right? Like left in the deck, I should say. I kind of want to take Snap and just play the Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf is a good way to pressure Jace. We also can go wide without any significant fear of a sweeper effect. Obviously, they can top deck one, but another land, sure. So here's the Vendilion Click. Just gonna let this resolve. Our hand is very redundant. Got a couple ways to kill the click, a couple good proactive things to do. They take away Trophy, okay. So the only disaster is if they have top decked a Verdict. But even that's not the end of the world. We also draw Castle Locthwain. See if Liliana resolves here. Okay, no Force of Negation. So I think we're not going to play around Verdict. Therefore, we're going to spend some resources edicting the click, playing out the Scooze to help pressure Jace, and smacking him with the Goyf. So Verdict is the disaster. Otherwise, we're in pretty good shape. Oh my god, even worse. Terminus? Really? Really, Terminus? Oh no. That's bad, that's bad. Can't cast Jace this turn, it's the only saving grace. But, man. That is rough stuff. The draw of Scoo's pretty good here. Drawing any other threat is more than welcome. We're going to ditch Fatal Push here. Fields of Ruin are high value. And Castle Locthwain is going to help us hopefully stay in this game as far as card advantage goes. Yeah, Terminus was a complete disaster. I mean, if they didn't have a sweeper effect there, we were in very, very, very good shape. Okay, so they're unsummoning us here. So I think we're going to eat in response with Ooze. Mystic Sanctuary, unless you control 3 or more other islands, well, they won't actually be able to get that going this turn. Nevertheless, unless we field them first, so I kind of want to field to get our other basic forest, but that actually turns on Mystic Sanctuary. Then again, we can simply eat their only 2 instants and sorcery, so I guess we're going to do that. This also is going to give them another untapped mana, putting them on 2 untapped mana for turn once they play their land, which is not great, but we have so many mana sinks on the field that I think this is what we're supposed to do. Okay, and they're kind of pressed into playing the Sanctuary for no value, so that's a win. We draw Collective Brutality, huh? Guess we're supposed to cast that. Snapcaster Mage, okay. Taking Liliana up's a little bit risky in a way, just leaving value on the table in case they draw land and they want to spend their turn. Or sorry, they don't have Colonnade anymore. It's still risky in some ways to not get that value, right? But I think we got to play to keep our Liliana around here. By the way, this is not a matchup I like to play against on camera. It's just often interesting, but definitely unfavored, a little bit frustrating sometimes, and goes very long. And also the changes that we just made to the deck, I think, make us worse against this overall. So I think we're just going to go all in, eating the graveyard right now. They only have 1 card in hand. There's no other instants and sorceries in there, so there's not a ton that punishes us here. Another Liliana. All right. Okay, opponent's opting into probably another Terminus. Yep. Okay, so So opponent very successfully protecting their Jace here again. That first Terminus is really what allowed them to do it. Pretty rough. We're definitely punished for not Thoughtseizing away the Jace, but I think that was fine overall. Is the Terminus build coming back into vogue? It's what I've played the last couple times now against Blue-White. Definitely requires some different play patterns. Having a high loyalty Liliana, definitely pretty sweet here. Just gotta keep hitting the gas pedal. Again, Castle Locthwain, very nice. But Jace is activated a few too many times for comfort here. And there's their field. Ooh, they field our field. Interesting, not our castle. Okay. Maybe they have a colonnade coming down the pipeline too? Alright, well, I am not going to play around Cryptic Command. I'm going to play for the higher upsides. And we can still kind of play around Cryptic by activating Castle, right? But, okay, we get the colonnade out of their hand. Lovely. So, let's get a free draw, try to draw a 2-drop threat. A 1-drop threat, Hexdrinker. Obviously not ideal in some ways to run this out, but I'm definitely going to. Just really forcing them to find removal this turn for it. It's a nice find. Okay, so opponent found a Field of Ruin for turn. We find a Maelstrom Pulse. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can Pulse Jace or we can put this to 8. Not both. I think what we'll do is try to put it to 3 before we do anything else. See what happens. Path to Exile, sure. Alright, so we got a Liliana on 6. We got 2 utility lands, one of which they can answer, and it's a top deck war. They immediately field us. We're out of basics. And they have an opt to follow up. They go top. And they pass. Okay, is this a Cryptic Command? Of course it is. Why wouldn't they top deck an out right before alt? Oh well. Oh well. We still have some good stuff going on, but yeah, that's obviously pretty rough. Alright, let's crack the Peatland. Find Fatal Push, not the greatest. Treetop Village, going to town here. Well, I guess we tick up. Guess we picked Fatal Push. Okay, it was a Force of Negation that they drew. So now I am going to play around Cryptic Command by ticking up with that land still in hand. Spell Snare. Alright. Treetop and Tarmogoyf getting the beats on. Alright, my friends, that was a strong game one from the deck. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. We beat a Jace that activated, what, 4 or 5 times, something like this? Pretty cool. Alright, these are all cards we can consider. These 7. In terms of what we don't like, I think we'll cut Plague Man, even though killing Snapcasters and Vendilion clicks by naming Wizard is actually not the worst. But that's not really the type of game we want to play. It's still worth pointing out, though. Fatal Pushes. We'll cut a Blooming Marsh. Maybe a Scavenging Ooze. If we do that, we could bring in all 7 of these. I like it, but actually they are on Terminus, so we don't want Finks. Finks is for the Verdict build. So let's say this. We're going to cut these 5. We're going to bring in definitely these 2. 1 Spellbomb's fine. And I guess 2 Fulminator Mages would allow us to leave in both Plague Man and Scooze. I think I'm actually going to leave in 1 Plague Man. That could be relevant enough. I think maybe the first Plague Man over the second Scooze, or the third Scooze. And then we get to play all 3 Fulminator. The only counterpoint to that is that we have a lot of 3-drops already, but we have a lot of 2-drops already too. Whatever, we'll do it that way. We don't want too many things that are soft to rest in peace either. Obviously, Tarmogoyf and Scooze are 2 of those. So and that's the thing, like a lot of people have said in the past, 4 Plague Man is too much, and if you have other things to do, yeah, it is. Like, the question is always compared to what? That's the philosopher's question. Okay, you make a statement, compared to what? Plague Man, yeah, sometimes 4 Plague Man in your 75 is too much compared to some other stuff, but it's not too much in a vacuum, especially because in situations like this, like, even when it's not at its best, it's still a fine 1 of in the main deck. It still has some surprisingly good windows of blowout potential against blue-white control. They also showed us Timely Reinforcement, so it's a clean answer to the soldier tokens if that's what ends up happening. Hand doesn't have a threat, but otherwise it's great. Keep. There's our 3rd land, lovely. Okay, we're doing anything possible here to make this a Liliana of the Veil game. So the big problem here facing us right now is that Brutality cannot answer a Planeswalker. I would love to take away Snapcaster here and then take away 2 Planeswalkers while getting Liliana down. Then again, Teferi's not that big of a deal, so I guess we're still going to take Snap to prevent them from being able to effectively pressure Liliana. Or we'll just draw Dark Confidant. I think that's good enough for us to play, because they're probably going to have to... They're probably going to have to spend either path or Teferi bounce to answer him, right? And if they path, then it allows us to have a Thoughtseize into Liliana turn 4. The reason I got Basic Forest there is in case they did not path, our mana would have been starting to look pretty painful, right? We draw Inquisition. They have Force, Jace, and Terminus. Pretty easy take of Jace. And then we get to go on the Liliana plan here. Tick up, pitching our Inquisition, I suppose. Opponent gets rid of Terminus, so their hand is just Force of Negation, which we can answer by ticking up or by casting Brutality. Opponent's going to field our Peatland, makes sense. Let me get Swamp here. We could need triple black in theory. Some point in the next couple turns. Alright, so I guess we're just going to tick up. Get that Force out of their hand. Lose our Brutality. And we get to play Bob and trophy the Teferi. If this trophy was a decay, that would have been perfect. Giving them a land here actually kind of sucks, because if they draw another land, then attacking Liliana is live. Nevertheless, that's a pretty good sequence from us, especially on the draw. And now they've got the Confidant to deal with. Man, they were on 3 lands and they were in top deck mode, so this is pretty punishing. We're still getting good value out of the Lily here for sure. And hey, maybe they'll just keep drawing lands. Maybe they'll just keep flooding, right? Castle, Nihil Spellbomb. Couple pretty good finds here. Indeed. So they're just going to get Liliana off the field right now. We could actually try to... Nah, we don't have pushes in the deck. We can't really save her, so that's fine. Might as well just do it now, though. Another Lily, sure. Okay, the third Lily, not so great. I kind of like losing our other Liliana to this tick up, even though that's pretty bad against Colonnade. Like, we're starting to get to the point where we cannot afford to take hits from their Colonnade, so gonna try to kind of price them into attacking our Liliana again. Okay, they're flooded, but the Colonnade could really beat us here. We gotta find an answer to it. Will they attack us? They will. Okay, I think we're... Okay, we'll float, we'll let resolve. And then I think we're pressed into activating Spellbomb here. Okay, Okay, there's our answer. Problem is, we're at 6 life. We can always edict our own Bob, but that's pretty terrible. All right. Some decent finds here, some decent finds. Pretty intense game too. All right, Bob. Painless? Oof. Oof. Okay, I think we need to attack and then edict our own Bob. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so no man-land fire-ups here. Unless we, well, we could have if we planned to sandbag our second Lily, which maybe we should. I don't know, it's a difficult call. Do we think they have permission? I think we're just going to say go here. So we could maybe have attacked with Treetop Village, but... Okay, this is a Cryptic, I guess. It's a Cryptic that they're going to hold on to. It's worth noting that hitting the Fortress takes them off double white, but I don't think we can afford to do that. I think we need our Grey Ogre, basically. Alright, let's begin by ticking up here. Opponent not sure what to do with their Cryptic command, it seems. Snapcaster goes by the wayside, so they've got a Cryptic in hand. All right. Once again, there's no real need to do anything as far as I can tell. Unless this was just like a really good bluff of a Cryptic the whole time to stop us from, yeah, okay. To stop us from attacking with the whole team. So we are representing lethal, but it's very high risk to spend our entire turn just attacking, just animating 2 man lands and attacking. But they play a land out. I mean, that's at least some incentive too. What beats us? Like, I don't know what beats us. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to play a little bit scared, frankly, and replay Liliana and tick up first before doing anything. They had a Colonnade that they slow rolled. Interesting. Fulminator OP in Grey Ogre mode and scaring the Colonnade off. One of the things I played around there was Settle the Wreckage. it's going to be very hard for the opponent to live at 1 life, and they're going to do the honorable thing, take their own life with a Flooded Strand. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 2-0 over a tough blue-white control matchup. Hey, you know what? Maybe that 4th Bob was big game there. We had some good curve outs, though. We had some really solid curve outs both matches. The opponent did flood also in game 2. Admittedly, hitting land drops was exactly the best thing they could have done for a little while there, when they started on 3 mana and ended up on 6 over 2 turns with the help of our Assassin's Trophy. So they curved out well too, in some ways, but then they did flood at the end. They never really managed to top deck us so radically as is sometimes the case. And we got there. What a nice start to the league. But playing control while live commentating does always take it out of me a little bit, so I'm also a little bit tired already. We'll see how the rest of the league goes. We're off to a nice start, though, my friends. Good to be back on the rock, isn't it? Yeah. Liliana, Dark Confidant. Sometimes the more things change, the more they stay the same. In a lot of matchups, those are still the very best things we can be doing. Discard also as well. Obviously great there. Alright, well, our Fields of Ruin really suck here with all these color demands in our hand, but I don't think that's a reason to mulligan. Turn 1 Inquisition is exactly what we need, and if we look at would this be a keep without the second Field of Ruin, the answer would be yes. So, like if we mull to 6. So I think this is a pretty fine keep. Maybe a BGX Mirror might be Jund here. If so, hopefully we'll have time to get our feet underneath us before our bad mana really becomes an issue. Even missing like a crucial early turn, though, could really suck. I did expect them to do this, just take away the Inquisition. So I wouldn't mind drawing like a Hissing Quagmire here would look pretty good. Oh, who's calling the shots lately? Oh my god, that was... I'm starting to get a real premonition for what might be on the top. I could have said any number of things there, but I said Hissing Quagmire, which is a 1-of in our deck. And look at that. Okay, guess this is going to be a Renin 6. No, it's a Dark Confidant. Okay. It is Jund, though. And we're definitely just going to decay the Bob here. No cards for you. So that Quagmire was crucial right there. Drawing the 3rd Field of Ruin I don't know about, though. But hey, they fetched a basic, so maybe we'll tax them out of basics this match. Or maybe we'll just have kind of free pitches to Lily. Tarmogoyf, okay. I don't mind edicting that, that's for sure. Okay, so we want to fade Bloodbraid Elf, but it's relatively likely that they have it. No. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, we're pitching a field here. Okay, Fatal Push goes by the wayside. It's pretty clear that they have more kill spells, though. So the question is, do we run out Bob or not? I would definitely run him out if it allowed us to hold up Trophy, but because of these double fields, we cannot. I think I'm actually relatively interested in fielding the Ravine right now. So we're going to do that here in the main phase. Then we'll move to the second main. Oh, they didn't even float mana, so we don't need to. Alright. This is tough. This is a tough spot. I think I'm going to play him just because we're so heavily on a Liliana plan, but there's a lot of incentives to save him, and I really hope they don't have a Kolaghan's Command here. I don't expect him to live either way, but we're just trading off resources. Terminate, sure. No problem. No problem. Alright, once again, we hope for no land into Bloodbraid Elf. Opponent putting some effort into the basics, I see. I like it. Thoughtseize takes away Trophy. Okay. Castle Locthwain. Would we rather pitch that to Lily or pitch our Lily? Our second Lily? I think we're pitching the second Lily. Castle's pretty good. And it's specifically pretty good now that we're both Hellbent. And I think I'm going to leave Quagmire back to protect against Bloodbraid Elf. I'm just not that interested in clocking the opponent. If there's at all anything else we can do, we can also field them this turn if nothing else comes up. And if Castle had entered untapped, then we could have had that as well as an option. It's going to do it. Okay, so opponent seems to have had 4-drop stuck in hand, unlucky for them. But that's another reason we fielded a little aggressively there, is to reduce their chance of drawing that 4th land. Clearly that was what we needed to fade, was land number 4. I don't play Fulminator anymore against Jund. Not unless I know somehow that they're not on Renin 6. So QB thinks Spellbomb, all good, Plague Man is fine. We don't have that much to do in this matchup. Like, the cards in this category are only, like, okay. These two are awesome. It's not like we have a bunch of Planeswalkers to bring in or something, so we'll see how it goes, but our main deck looks pretty fine against Jund, honestly. So, as always, we'll consider moving off of all discard, but again, with a Renin 6 in the mix, I don't tend to do that. I think I'm more likely to move off of a couple Bobs on the draw, even though they're very good in the matchup. Sometimes it's just too much of a blowout to get them killed by Plague Man or Renin 6 or Liliana the Last Hope, and that's way more likely on the draw to have him really, really be a liability. So let's just play all these cards. We're going to cut Brutality. And do we leave 3 discard spells in? Or is that too many? I don't mind it on the draw. I think leaving in 3 on the draw is respectable. Yes, they're bad top decks and all that stuff, but the Jund curve out can just strictly outclass ours if they have Renin 6 into Liliana of the Veil on the play. So we're kind of shielding against that. The other option is just to side out all discard and make them have it. I mean, I guess that's viable too. Opponent will mulligan. Yes, we like to see that. We'll keep, but our mana sucks. Our mana really sucks here. But if the opponent mulligans down to 5, then I guess we'll be able to live with it. Even the mull to 6, I'm very happy to see. Okay. No mull to 5. Darn. Overgrown Tomb. Opponent leaving in discard too. Interesting. I don't mind that. I don't mind knowing that. It's a tough hand for them to beat, assuming we're going to hit our third land and it's going to be a black one. They just take Hexdrinker. I didn't expect that. We draw the Quagmire again. I like it. Yeah, there are some incentives to still play the castle over it, just concealing info basically, but playing Quagmire there is better overall, I think. Okay, opponent really getting rewarded for the Inquisitions, leaving them in by seeing them in the opener. But, again, a tough nut to crack. There goes Finks. That makes sense. And they kept a one-lander? Oh my, okay. Well, they mull, I guess. Makes sense. I mean, our Lily's going to come down before theirs, so I guess we're going to leave their Lilies alone, and we have double Lily, so I guess we leave Decay. I guess we're just going to take Goyf and just start relentlessly ticking up. Okay, if they don't draw a discard or a land here, I would expect the scoop, but doesn't happen, so fine with me. I think I'm actually pitching Thoughtseize here instead of Forest, because we have 3 mana sinks on the board right now, and Forest is also something we can just definitely play next turn, getting the most value out of our hand possible. Plague Engineer. Alright, now I guess we let our other Lily go, but there are actually some incentives to just pitch Plague Man there. But Plague Man naming human here is fine. Again, just getting the most value, getting Hellbent as quickly as possible is good. Wow. Still nada for the opponent. I feel bad. I feel bad, I do. So we could crack Peatland, but I think it's going to be better to activate Castle. Let's just tick up. This is fine. Castle lets us stay ahead on resources, while Peatland trades a resource on board for a resource in hand. That's why we're leaning on Castle, even though it's less mana efficient. So now they kind of probably have to decay Liliana here, right? Or who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? Yep. I think we're supposed to play KG here, hold everything up. More Castle activations is just pretty awesome. Okay, opponent's got Goyf plus the third land plus 1 unknown. Well, we've still got to take some pain for this, don't we? That was actually a reason to play Swamp over Field. I didn't notice that. Tracker. Nice. I'm just dumping everything out. I don't have them on Damnation at all. And I'm also not attacking. I'm just going to play super defensively here. I'd way rather trade Plague Man than either of these other things for the Goyf, and I don't want to lose to getting cheesed out here. So, see what their last card is. Their last card could be a Fatal Push here. Okay, they get a red land. It's a Lightning Bolt. Who did they bolt? 3 juicy targets there. Tracker. Okay. One of their best draws here would be Kolaghan's Command, but even that we can play around fairly well. Okay, they just drew Blackcleave Cliffs. Sure, so we're just going to start making the ooze big. Alright. Starting to flood. Let's crack a clue. Yikes. Gonna crack Peatland. Okay, Trophy. Yeah, I don't mind trophying Goyf here. And racing. I think our board can beat most things, especially if we hit them down to 5 right now. Remember, as always, that we do have utility lands on the field as well. Very important advantage. That'll do it. All right, so we have faced 2 solidly unfavorable matchups, and we have 2-0'd them both. That's a really good thing, my friends. That's a really good sign. And lately, I've been thinking that my variance has not been the best, but we've also had good variance in these 2 opening rounds. I will not deny that. Jund opponent getting stuck on 1 for a while, 1 land. Obviously not great for them. This is the worst opening hand we've probably seen. I don't know if we're supposed to keep it. It's pretty slow, but Trophy is a nice catch-all, even if it's not very good compared to alternatives early. I don't know. I think we mull this on the draw. Might be worth a keep on the play. We will keep this 6. But what to bottom? There's no obvious choice of what to bottom. So since we have a lot of interaction, I'm going to bottom the worst piece, which is Trophy. Trophy is our best piece, actually, in a couple matchups, but mainly thinking of something like Tron, and if it's Tron that kept 7, we're kind of done for anyway on the play, but it's not. It is Infect. Yeah, okay. Wish we had a kill spell here, but Inquisition's good. Mutagenic Growth, Rancor. I guess we take Rancor because it's the one that keeps coming back. So they've got no way to protect the elf right now. They also have Dryad Arbor in hand, which probably isn't good. We draw Dark Confidant. Alright, well. I may actually just block next turn and trade the Bob for a pump spell. I think I will. I think that's honestly fine in this situation. Blighted Agent. Alright, we draw Tracker. So their hand is Mutagenic Growth, Dryad Arbor. So we are just going to kill something this turn. The appeal to Pulsing... We're going to kill the agent. The appeal to Pulsing is that it lets us play Field of Ruin this turn, and then next turn we could go Tracker into Swamp into Fatal Push if we draw Fatal Push. But the appeal to Swift Ending the agent is if they draw another Glistener Elf, we can 2-for-1 them next turn. So I don't know which is likelier, but I guess we're just going to do this. Interesting little corner case decision point, though. Okay, we'll probably see here if the opponent's splashing white. They don't appear to be. Once Upon a Time is their draw for turn into Noble Hierarch. That's actually kind of a good find. Just some free pump. And they're going to go all in, so there's the Mutagenic. Alright, so we got the Pulse lined up. And we're kind of priced into it. Before they draw a way to protect it. And the Dryad Arbor beat's coming our way. We do have Field of Ruin to kill that, amusingly enough. But we're not going to just yet. We're going to make 2 clues instead. Or we have, like, awkwardly enough, all of our basics here, but it's pretty fine. Let's crack a clue, see what we draw, I guess. Plague Engineer? Ah, nice. Yeah, not blocking. Wow, we have everything. We have everything. We could field, but we don't actually have a basic to get, and I just don't really care to. Plague Man Naming Human is just so good here. I think we're just casting this because it's mana efficient. QB. Yeah, I think that's actually better here than interacting. You just get to turn everything sideways here without a great deal of fear about how they block. Okay. What a curve out. That was awesome. That was really good. And yeah, I think trading Bob for a mutagenic growth there on turn 2 is actually pretty important. Under different circumstances, you wouldn't necessarily do that, but in that case, I think it was fine, and I think it worked out okay. More Plague Men, for sure. Collective Brutality, for sure. Fulminator Mage, probably. And then Questing Beast, I don't know if we want the second one here, but it's playable. And nothing else will come in. So, what do we not like here so much? Well, I guess just kind of the slower things. We can trim around the edges of the big value of the mana sinks, basically. Yeah, we're not gonna play another QB. So these two. There's nothing else in our deck that really looks bad. So QB Hexdrinker. Maelstrom Pulse is a little slow, but I guess we just leave in all the removal we can get our hands on anyway. These 4 have to come in. Honestly, probably want Fulminators too, but how do we fit all this? How do we fit all of our great cards in? Do we just cut all of these things? Can cut a Scooze? Even then, we still have to make another cut. What about only 2 Fulminator? I think this is good. The only issue is it raises the curve a bit, but that's only like just looking at the CMCs in practice. The things that we're taking out, like Hexdrinker, Scooze, QB, yeah, they all need some love. They all need some mana invested into them. So let's just play our most powerful cards. That's the theme of this league, right, guys? For Plague Engineer, feeling pretty good about that in this matchup. Whew, boy. The opponent will mulligan. I think we're supposed to keep this hand. The one land is risky, but this hand is amazing if we hit the second land. It's got everything we need, including turn 1 Fatal Push. Let's keep it. Okay, they go land Once Upon a Time for another land. Okay, Glistener Elf. We don't hit our second land yet. It's okay. We can do it next turn and be well positioned here. Damn. We're statistically very likely to hit that in the first 2 turns. We didn't. Let's really hope we hit it here in the third one. They have to hardcast Once Upon a Time. That's not a great sign for them, and they're hitting just another land off it. But again, we're giving them the window. So come on, land. No land, but at least it's an Inquisition. Oof. Risky keep not paying off here. They might Spell Pierce this, or maybe they're just fetching before it resolves. Okay, they have a post-mortem lunge in hand. Well, they're flooded and we're screwed. So their hand was Wooded Foothills, Dryad Arbor, Windswept Heath. So there's 2. Oh, they top deck Might of Old Krosa, though. That's terrifying. Oh my god. Oh, missing it for this many turns is just obscene. Okay, well, let's picture one of our 3 Dark Confidants, I guess. Okay, we hit the second land. It's field. So, opponent notably did not attack with Inkmoth Nexus last turn. So, because we were bluffing with the Blooming Marsh. I guess we're supposed to Collective Brutality here. I have a feeling the discard mode is going to whiff, but I think it's kind of irresponsible not to. The other thing to do is just play Bob, which is going to ensure our third land, which is going to probably ensure our victory, but I think Brutality here is fine. Another Bob, I guess. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to whiff. Oh, they top-decked another pump spell. They top-decked Scale Up. They top-decked Literal Lethal. Okay, so the 2 times after we discard, they top-deck some of their best pump spells. Might of Old Krosa and Scale Up. And we also missed our land drop for way too long. So, extraordinarily unlucky there. However, I did keep a risky hand. There is no getting around that. I kept the risky one-lander. I think the payoffs were there, but especially on the draw, the payoffs were there, but it didn't come to pass. So, on the play, I'm interested in the third Fulminator, but I don't know if we can fit him in. Is the third Fulminator better than the Maelstrom Pulse? That's kind of what I'm wondering. I really think it might be. How many threats do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, maybe we could cut like our final Skoos. Is that any good? Sure, I actually kind of like that. Just have as many kill spells as humanly possible. Alright. No keeping a one-lander this time, especially on the play, unless it's just like all pushes and discard. Then we will. Blooming Marsh, 3 push, 3 discard I would keep. Or 4 push, 2 discard would probably be even better. Let's just keep a nice, strong, balanced hand instead. Oh my god, the 0-lander with everything we'd like to see. I got them all. Okay, this is a nice 6. We're going to keep. Yeah, I just wish this was a 7. Like, there's no good card to bottom. Even bottoming a land and trying to draw the third land to make Lily good isn't really free, because it's a Field of Ruin that we'd be bottoming, which is an awesome card. So, I actually think maybe we're supposed to bottom Lily. As odd as that seems. Or we could bottom Verdant Catacombs, but then if we draw like Decay or Trophy, that really sucks. Oh, tough call. Bottoming Lily. Real tough call. Opponent will once upon a time in response to the Inquisition. They found their second land, so their hand is double Veil of Summer, Glistener Elf, Blighted Agent. I think we gotta take a Veil here. It's a really strong hand. Really hate the card Veil of Summer. And we're very punished for bottoming the Lily because we draw the 4th land. Maybe the opponent won't have the green mana, though, to protect a play, you know? Right now, Inkmoth Nexus cannot hold up Veil. They draw Pendelhaven. Okay, they just cast Veil of Summer. Can't be countered. Sure. I don't think that was the right sequencing. Like, now we just get to untap and do it. We draw Tarmogoyf as well. So if we... If we want to play the Goyf, we can just push the elf, but I think we're supposed to resolve Brutality while we know we can, while we get our guaranteed 2-for-1. So I think we're going to do that. Oh, I played the wrong land, though. Shoot, I was just about to say, so we sandbag the forest. Yeah, so now we have to ditch our field, which isn't good. That was just a misclick. Still going to be a good turn here. Yeah, I meant obviously to... they got another scale up, yikes. Obviously meant to play the field up. Okay, let's hope they didn't draw their third Veil of Summer. They didn't. Fulminator Mage, nice draw. We're just going to main phase this, hit the Ink Moth immediately. Okay, so we have to put off the Tarmogoyf yet again, but... Liliana of the Veil. I'm going to play you. Alright, we're drawing the gasoline. Okay, now we hope they run out of threats, and they do. Beautiful. So we just start ticking up. Losing another Lily is fine here. It's not ideal, of course. I would love to have found like a discard spell or a land, but I won't complain. Distortion Strike is the opponent's pitch. So they have Scale Up and one unknown. We finally have a good board presence here. They find Glistener Elf. Yeah, we're just going to keep answering their threats, I guess. Just deciding whether or not to run out this land or to bluff. We don't have that many mana sinks left in the deck, so I think I'm just going to run it out and fetch a Tomb on the end step. My sense is that they have Scale Up plus another land in hand, which would be great. We already killed their Dryad Arbor. They might play 2, but seems kind of unlikely. Okay, Dark Confidant. Pretty good draw here, not going to lie. I mean, any spell in our deck is pretty much good post-side against Infect, so... Bravo, deck, bravo. Okay, so despite my sketchy keep G2 and kind of the free win we gave the opponent, G2 of this round, we do get there with some strong Game 1 and Game 3 displays. Yeah, guys. Looking good so far for the good guys of the format, the BG rockers of the format. I am having all kinds of fun right now. League's going great. We're seeing a lot of cool gameplay. I hope you're having fun as well. I'll take this time to say that, remember, the amount of support that I get is directly proportional to the amount of time I am able to put into the channel. And I do mean able literally. I'm a very, very busy working dad, and time on the channel is kind of by definition time that I'm not spending at work or with my family or doing things to make those things function better, basically. So I'm going just like nose to the grindstone on the channel, playing as much as I can. I appreciate everybody who appreciates that. I appreciate everybody who does support that. And if you want to see more of this content, please consider signing up for Patreon. Link is in the description below. You get some good tier rewards for doing so. Every dollar you donate to me adds up, and over time, if you donate $50, you can qualify for a donation league as well. That's how roughly half of the donation leagues we've done so far have been achieved. If you're also interested in giving me money for a donation league, you don't have to be on Patreon. It's $50, assuming that I already own most of the cards or can arrange to borrow them. You can just message me wherever you can get at me, and I'll hit you up with my PayPal. So those are ways to support the channel. You can also, of course, like, share, comment. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. These are all ways to help me grow. And I do, again, sincerely thank everybody who's doing that, and I hope you're getting your enjoyment out of it. I know I am. I know I'm having fun being here with you, jamming some Magic. Taking a long time to find the opponent. I guess it's because we're 3-0. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about these changes as well. The changes we made so haphazardly at the beginning that thus far are playing out pretty well for us. Are we against the same player? Or am I going crazy? Do I recognize that name? Skrug092, is that the Infect player we just faced? I mean, either way, this hand's a keep. But it's a little slow against Infect, but maybe they queued in with a new deck. Maybe that was the last game of their league. Who knows? So we're keeping either way. Okay, it's the Infect player again. Well, and they don't have a turn 1 play. That happens to work out very nicely with our slow hand. So we hit our third land, Fuel of Ruin. I got mixed feelings about that. It doesn't let us Liliana on curve, but it does let us destroy that Inkmoth Nexus. So pretty good stuff either way. And they go Inkmoth Mutagenic Growth. Wow. Okay. I'm a little afraid that it's possible that we die if we don't Brutality this turn. And I think with Decay and Liliana in hand, we don't need to hoard every piece of removal to use it only as removal. So I'm going to cast a Brutality here. Going Bob is fine too, but I kind of like this better. Alright. Right now they cannot scale up the Inkmoth, but if they draw a Forest... Oh wait, yes they can. Because they play this one, they animate the other one, they cast Scale Up. Alright. Kinda gotta take Scale Up. And I'm kinda glad we did our thing. So they go Groundswell. And we are just dead if we field them main phase. So we kind of have to telegraph our play here. But if we just field one main phase, they just untap and kill us. The one reason to do that would be to bluff a Fatal Push, I guess, but... Alright, target creature can't be the target of spells or abilities. I think we need to field now before it becomes a creature. Let's give that a shot. Maybe they can spend another mana animating it again. So if so, and they can still kill us, yep. Or they can still do this. They don't get to kill us, but that's obviously a blowout. All right, we're dead. Yeah, I don't think any sequencing that we did could beat that fourth land. So maybe we were supposed to make them. No, because they could go Rancor, right, and then still protect it with Vines of Vastwood. So nothing we could have done that I can tell right now could have beat that. That's a little bit rough. That's a little bit rough. Now we have to beat Infect again twice post-side. That said, I think we can do it, but a card like Mutagenic Growth that is usually not very good against us ended up pushing them over the edge that game. And we just didn't draw interaction. We kept drawing threats, having kept kind of a slow hand. So there's that too. So let's just do the same siding as we did last time on the play. We bring in all 7 of these, including all 3 Fulminator. We're taking out the slower stuff here. I think it was just like that, wasn't it? All right, Infect putting us to the test again. But we can do it. This is a pretty favorable matchup post side. Just gotta have faith, gotta play right, gotta get good hands. This is not a good hand. We have to mull. It's a 1-lander with no 1-drop. This is another 1-lander with a Fatal Push. Ugh. Oh no, this is going poorly. I think this one might have to be a mulligan too. We can beat them when we only have 5 cards on the play. The only thing this hand does is Fatal Push. I think we have to mull again. This really sucks, but... Okay, this is a keepable hand. We're definitely going to bottom Tarmogoyf because we need all the interaction we can get. And I think having gone to 5, we have to keep Liliana. So I think we're going to bottom Field of Ruin as much as that sucks. Hope to draw our 3rd land. Hope to redraw that field, frankly. That'd be great. But we gotta keep a kill spell. We gotta keep a decay. We gotta keep the lands to cast it. Okay, they have, I guess we just take Veil of Summer here. They have double Blighted Agent and ways to protect it, but... Other thing we could consider is taking Spell Pierce, but I think taking away Spell Pierce is way too bad against Infect, just generally speaking. I don't mind the draw of Tarmogoyf, honestly. It's definitely something we had to bottom, but don't mind the draw here. It's going to force them to have some stuff and not just sit around behind their Spell Pierce. Okay, they're going to play a Blighted Agent. We need to draw a land here. Draw the land, get the Liliana down under the Pierce. Ugh, it's a Fatal Push. Okay, well, it's not bad. It's not a bad draw. And even though it's less mana efficient, we're going to do it because Decay cannot be countered. Nice. Opponent goes Once Upon a Time for another Blighted Agent. Peatland. I think we'll pitch that and hang on to our Decay. Noble Hierarch. We are just going to decay this, even though they've got ways to try to protect it. Oh no, but it's Veil of Summer. So bad. So freaking bad. I hate that card so much. Blooming Marsh, huh? Okay, no block from the OP. So what do we do now? I think we just Edict. Like, I think we just Edict. I don't really want to let them untap with more mana. And that's something we have to kill anyway. Technically, I should have Edicted first if I was for sure going to, because then they'd be at 1. Shouldn't matter, but that would have been better sequencing. Okay, they got 2 threats. That's actually pretty scary, but we draw Liliana. Nice draw. So I'm going to Edict and attack because it's going to clear out their board. Okay. All right, guys, we won on the Mull to 5. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Now it's the opponent's turn to Mull to 5, maybe, and our turn to keep a good 7. How about that? That'd be cool, huh? So the first time we sided, we had 1 fewer Fulminator in on the draw. And we add a Scooze just to have a little bit of a lower curve, basically. Scooze could also actually just be Hexdrinker. Maybe 1 Hexdrinker as a Savannah Lions with a minor upside in the matchup is better than a Scooze. But either way, we're saying, do we take a Fulminator out for another lower curve thing? I think I'm going to on the draw. Like, getting a Savannah Lions down to pressure and to stop them from attacking so freely is not bad. Just considering how good our curve is, like, good our plays are at every spot in the curve, basically. I think I can ease off a little bit on the value on the draw to get a little bit lower curve. Opponent will mulligan. We've got a good hand we're keeping. Pendelhaven Noble Hierarch. Well, at least we know there's no Veil of Summer this turn, so let's Inquisition. Okay, they got Spell Pierce, Scale Up, Glistener Elf. Guess we just take the threat here. Shocking in the breeding pool, then attacking for 1. I don't know what that means. It might mean Veil of Summer plus Spell Pierce. Either way, we're going to play a Bob to try to really make sure we hit our third land. Because that's what we don't have right now. Main phasing Might of Old Crow, so we're going to take this hit. Third land, please. Yes, we did it. Okay, so to play around Spell Pierce and Veil of Summer, it's going to be Plague Man time. Plague Man is going to be the play here. And I think getting Swamp is better than getting Forest here, because we don't have Scoozes in the deck. Inquisition. Alright, so opponent has Scale Up, Spell Pierce, 1 unknown. We don't have our third land, that's a little rough. Or our fourth land, rather. I am pretty suspicious for Veil of Summer. So I don't know if I'm going to cast Inquisition here. I guess let's attack first. You know what? I think Inquisition's still our best play, even if they have it. I mean, we hope they don't have it. Okay, they just have double Spell Pierce and a Scale Up. So we just take the Scale Up, we play a Goyf, and we leave the Permission rotting in hand. Good game, well played. Ho-ho-ho! Guys, it's looking good. It's looking good so far in this league for us. Not gonna lie. Really not gonna lie. 4-0. 4-0. Taking down a good matchup back-to-back against the same player. I feel bad for this player because they seem like a good Infect player, and it sucks to queue into the same opponent back-to-back. When it's an unfavorable matchup. So the Infect player did well to take a game off us twice. Feels bad to have dropped 2 matches, I'm sure, but we are really earning this one, guys. We are contending with some less than ideal variants and still getting by against Infect, and we are also taking down some tough matchups. And now we're playing for that. I dare not say it. We're playing our 5th round. Let's just put it that way. Oh, man. This has been an intense league. This has been a fun, skill-testing, enjoyable league. And here we are. Round 5. Hand looks fun. We'll keep it. Fiery Islet into Monastery Swiftspear. Is this Ryan Overturf? I think it is. Well, Ryan, I like your Mono Red Prowess content. We're going to Thoughtseize even though the life loss sucks. So, Bedlam Reveler, Crash Through, Lava Dart, Lightning Bolt, Swifty. Big part of me wants to take the Rev, but we're probably going to Brutality next turn, so I kind of either want to take Lightning Bolt or Crash Through. And I think I'm actually just going to take Bolt because Swifty is the... Ooze is the... is going to be key to winning this game. Taking Bolt's going to give us the most options. Okay, Inquisition. I actually kind of like that here, letting us play the Quagmire. Lava Spike, another Swifty. Just going to take Spike here. They draw Soulscar Mage, sure. This is a tough spot. I think we need to resolve our Brutality before anything else happens, though, before they have the ability to blow it out with a flashback Lava Dart. It might seem like I'm putting off the use for a while, but I really want to find the best window for it, and I want to keep attacking their resources as much as I can. And this is totally fine with me. I'm going to run out the tracker here. It's a little more expendable. Kiln Fiend, Lava Dart, Soulscar Mage. I think we're going to take the Fiend. Play a Scooze, eat the Fiend. Attack. Ooh, that's rough, the top deck of Bolt. A little bit rough, but we're still in a really good spot here, obviously. Really unlucky for the opponent to have missed the land the entire game. Alright, so Finks Spellbomb. Useful things here. Questing Beast is interesting. Plague Man is interesting. Collective Brutality is interesting. Confidants have to come out. I honestly don't mind leveraging a Thoughtseize or two in this matchup, but I'm not sure. It's ironic because like these are my two decks. I consider Mono Red Prowess kind of my secondary deck in the format right now, and BGX is my main archetype, right? But I don't actually like, especially having rejigged my side, I'm not entirely sure how many Thoughtseizes we want to leverage and compared to what. Tracker is in question here at least. These three for sure come in. Another QB might be a little slow on the draw. I think it's irresponsible to play with three Thoughtseizes, so do we leave in 2 plus and cut a Tracker, or do we cut a Tracker and leave, or do we leave in Tracker and cut one Thoughtseize? We do kind of need to grind in this matchup a little bit. One way to grind is to Thoughtseize away their Bedlam Reveler. Another way to grind is to leave in the Tracker. I'm going to err on the side of doing the thing that doesn't lose life, but it's definitely an interesting call. I'm pretty sure this is Ryan Overturf, and he's not answering me. He's not answering my compliment and my question. Come on. I know a lot of people just don't talk in the chat. Totally fine. Only joking. Opponent will keep 7. We've got some pain and some awkwardness, but it's still a keep. Blooming Marsh is going to fix a lot of that. Lava Dart Dismember. I guess a pretty easy take of Dismember if we're going turn 2 Goyf. Lava Dart's a really scary card, though we have to respect it. Double Bedlam Reveler, unlucky for the OP. Another Inquisition. Yeah, not the very best at the moment. Having a shock there kind of sucks, but it means we don't have to play Peatland. We don't have to use Peatland at all this game, potentially. I think it's worth doing. Okay, opponent will main phase a light up the stage, exiling Mountain Soulscar Mage. 2 Bedlam Revelers in hand. So they can Lava Dart our Goyf and shrink it and get Prowess, so we're not going to block. Okay, Pulse is a fine draw, but we're going to go Liliana here. Ooh, you know what? I actually think we should wait for the 2-for-1 with Maelstrom Pulse. Just going to play Finks. Because they're definitely playing out the Soulscar next turn. It's in exile for exactly 1 turn. Kiln Fiend, a little scary, but again, not exactly great with what they've got going on. Get ourselves a real nice 2-for-1 here. And I respect the Fiend enough to stay back with the Finks. I realize there are some incentives to attack there, but I feel pretty far ahead right now, so I don't want to just throw the game away if they draw Monomorphos off the top, which is exactly what I was afraid of. So hopefully this is a brick. If they keep going, they can at least, yeah, they get a good Bedlam Reveler turn. But yeah, we gotta respect that Kiln Fiend, that's for sure. We've got good ways to recover from this, though. We've got Inquisition to attack the rebuild. We've got Finks as a good blocker. We've got Liliana to Edict the Reveler. Oh boy, okay. This is scary. This is scary. They're going to Lava Dart the Finks and attack us for a ton. Okay, the Lava Dart, or the Monomorphos off the top. Really scary. How good would a Fatal Push be right now? It'd be very good, but we don't have it. Let's draw one right now. Plague Engineer? Not quite. Monomorphos Lava Spike. Well, we're going to Liliana Edict. I think we kind of have to take Spike. Or do we just present two blockers? Nah, it's... Even though it puts us one life lower, it's got to be better to Edict here. Pretty rough, though. We're going to be almost certainly chumping the Reveler. Oh, that's a scary top deck. Yep. Okay. Think we're dead. Unless this is a brick. Not a brick. Lava Dart the Lily. Well, we're dead. They're going to Lava Dart us. All right, GG, man. Ooh, scary stuff. We have to go to game 3. Ooh, I thought we were kind of far ahead there, but they had too many threats. They got the Bedlam Reveler online. And they top-decked Monomorphos in a very bad spot. And hey, that's what the deck does. It's how I've got many a win on it, right? So, no complaints here. Is there anything we'd rather have over anything that's in the deck? Like, is maybe QB? Maybe QB is better than a tracker. Maybe that should have been in. That didn't change the math at all there, but maybe a second QB is better than the first tracker. I don't think I'm going to play more than one Thoughtseize. I don't think I'm going to play Ashiok to attack the graveyard. That's not very good overall. Very hard to protect the Planeswalker as well in this matchup. Seems good. Alright, this is it, guys. We got to beat the Prowess Guru in order to get 5-0. Can we do it? Come on, deck. Come on, I believe in you. We're on the play. We've got a great 60 post side. Let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get a good, strong 7. This is an okay 7. We're going to keep it. I don't like not having discard, but all this removal's fine. Tarmogoyf's good. We don't have any recurring value, and we don't have discard. These are problems, but it's a keepable hand. Opponent did mulligan to 6. Okay, we're gonna Brutality. I don't think we're gonna do the life drain though. I think we're just gonna look at the hand and kill the Soulscar Mage. And I'm just gonna pick Pulse because it's the uncastable one right now. Monomorphose, Lava Dart. Light up the stage, Dismember. They might really struggle to beat 2 Tarmogoyfs, so I could take Dismember, but I think, like... I think taking Monomorphose is pretty good here, too. Okay, we ever draw a 4th untapped land, we got another threat. That's not a bad place to be. Nice. Alright, guys, alright. Okay, they cantrip, they find the other land, but it's a painful one. They scoop! What up? What up? What up? What is going on? You couldn't ask for better than that, guys. I've just been misspeaking this whole time, or misremembering, but I think I recognize that as Ryan Overturf's name. And he is the one whose videos I have been watching, only a few really, because he only had a few on Twitch, to learn Mono Red Prowess. I understand that he invented the deck, or something to that effect. And I pick up Mono Red Prowess as my secondary deck, and then who do we run into when competing for the 5-0? But who I assume is Ryan Overturf himself. So I'm gonna have to reach out to him. I'm gonna have to jump in on his stream one time and tell him thanks, see if he recorded this game, see what it looks like from his perspective. I'm sure he wasn't very happy with how this one went. He had some bad luck. He got stuck on one land a couple times. He drew double Bedlam Revelers, I think 2 games. These are types of things that make you lose games when you're on Mono Red Prowess. But let's not worry about that anymore. Let's talk about this 5-0, my friends. Let's talk about this 5-0. I think this is actually going to be Golgari Midrange League number 40 on the channel, if I'm not mistaken, since I started numbering them and since I started playing full leagues. So what a momentous occasion to mark a milestone of 40 Rock Leagues on this channel for your edification and entertainment with the 5-0. Now, guys, I'm not going to lie, this is a big relief for me. My results have been awesome. My win rate in Modern is very high. Very high on BGX decks. I've been lucky enough, despite not playing as well at points in donation leagues on unfamiliar decks, to also get good win rates there. But I don't get to play that often, and the 5-0s have been eluding me lately. I had a period of like 25 leagues where I had like maybe 1, 2, and 3. The rest were all 3 and 2s and 4 and 1s, but no 5-0. Just the 5-0s have been eluding me for that little while, but we just make a few radical changes to the deck at the beginning just because I felt like I said, pushing the reset button a little bit, and look at that. We get that 5-0 with an epic league. Epic league. Gotta love that. So, I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty beat. This was a taxing league, but man, was it a good one. Man, was it worth it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Really hope you continue enjoying the content. Thank you once again to all Patreon supporters, including Bloodlights, who has upgraded his level, or her level of support, I'm not sure, from Inquisitor to Unearthed. Link to that's in the description below if anybody wants to get down on this. And I don't know. I don't know who we put on the thumbnail. I'm going to have to do some soul searching about that one. But the deck looked awesome here, guys. This was classic rock value, disruption, proactivity, you name it, we had it all. So great league, very pumped. Get pumped, guys. We're bringing rock back to the very top. Like I said at the beginning, we haven't been 5-0ing much lately as a community. The rock lists haven't been showing up much in 5-0s. Let's change that. Let's use this as a catalyst. I want you guys to go out there and get some 5-0s too. I want you guys to go out there and crush your local tournaments. So let me know how your results are going, what you're thinking, what you thought about these matchups as well, what you thought about the sideboarding, the gameplay, the list. As always, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to the channel. I think the next thing we're going to do is a Sultai Modern Donation League. A little bit different from the Sultai list we played in the past. We have featured Teddy Kaiser's Sultai list, which was the Snow sub-theme. And we have featured Anthony Zolman's Sultai list, which had a lot of permission. It's almost got more of a tempo element than you would ever expect. And both of those went well, but this is a more like straight Sultai midrange list that we're going to play in a donation league for you with Jace the Mind Sculptor and Oko Thief of Crowns. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to keep jamming the rock. We're going to keep exploring Pioneer. We're going to even play some of the deck that we beat in round 5, Mono Red Prowess. Keep doing that as well. So thanks a ton, guys. I do appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Hope everybody out there has a wonderful day.